Good kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Back in, up to his forward, take the shot, he scores!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Spencer Family YMCA in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania for this PIHL AAA matchup between the Peters Township Indians on the road tonight against the Blackhawks. The puck is down. The first period has begun with the Indians attacking down to the left, and a quick shot from the corner by Fultz is booted out, and back come the Blackhawks. Initial save made by Dahlstrom of Bethel Park. Back in behind the net now. Placio wristing, that's blocked out high, and Fultz will chip ahead, but too far for Drew Wilbert. It's an icing call against the Indians. First start of the season, first appearance of the season for Logan Dahlstrom, wearing number 1 down to my left in the Bethel Park goal. Played quite a bit last season, but it's been, now it's 4 goalies who have played in at least one game for Jim McVeigh's team. And as for Rick Tingle and the Indians, it's the senior, Alex Wilbert, once again making the start his 10th of the season. He has a record of 6-3 with a .904 save percentage and a 2.17 goals against average. Last time out, the Indians lost 6-4 at Upper St. Clair, just down the road at Ice Castle here in the South Hills. As they try to work the puck out of their own zone, it's Aiden Alexander looking up this near wing. Now he'll try the far. Owen Barrett takes, backhands through Brace Center, who flips it to center ice. Indians had a 3-1 lead in that game on Monday night at Ice Castle, and also were tied 4-4 early in the third, but couldn't make it happen. Their 4-game win streak was cut short. Centered after Alexander couldn't get over the red line. Goes to Barrett, and Jack Zakin will deflect it ahead. Taken by Bethel Park's Jacob Lang. Bethel Park in the familiar white jerseys here at home. Black pants, orange trim, and orange numerals on the back of the jerseys. And Peters Township in their traveling reds. McElhaney tries to reach in for PT. Can't pry it loose. Now Jake Bush will shoot. That's blocked in the slot by Jack Zakin, his fellow senior classmate. Zakin will take this puck into the left corner. Strong move to try to start a cycle game, but it's not going to happen. Breakout from Juan Driscoll. Joey Juan Driscoll, one of the All-Stars for Bethel Park a couple of weeks ago at the RMU Island Sports Center. The puck drifts in on the Peters Township net, and Alex Wilbert will hold on to it with 15-12 to go in the first period. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Blackhawks. Bethel Park with a record of 7-8, 8th place in AAA, 1 point up on Mount Lebo for the final playoff spot. And it is time to start talking about the postseason. It's coming up at the end of the month. So a huge game of importance for the home team. And as for PT, well, the Indians can make a move up the standings too. If they win tonight, they'll be in third. They'll jump past a couple of squads ahead of them, Seneca Valley and Cannon Mac. It's pretty tight in the spot where Peters is at the moment, 5th in the standings with 4 games to go, counting this one. 20-game regular season. Ryan McClendon will send this one ahead, and too far for everybody. That's an icing against Bethel Park. Faceoff will come up back down to our left. Thanks again to the students from Peters Township running the camera for Peters Township Community Television, Channel 7, and also to Bill Wilbert for coordinating, as always. On the face-off will be the top scorer for the Indians. That's Mark Lehman, the senior. Lost this draw, though. And this will be another icing coming up if Juan Driscoll can't get there, and he won't be able to get there. We'll do it again. Just notice that former Robert Morris star Denny Urban is one of the referees tonight. Urban, a RMU Hall of Famer, went on to play pro hockey. Get you the name of the other referee in just a second. Puck will be dropped over at that right circle again. And again, Bethel Park controls with the help of the centerman Luke McClendon. But back to the point it goes, and Barrett held in and shot all in one motion, sticked out of there by Dahlstrom. Luke McClendon pulls in this lead pass. McClendon will shoot this off the shin guard of Aiden Alexander, side of the net, and Alex Wilbert has seen enough. He's going to pin that down. Halting start to this one. 9 o'clock face-off at the Spencer Family YMCA. In this building this year, Bethel Park is 3-4, and coincidentally, Peters Township 3-4 on the road. Jaden Teets wins the face-off for BP, and the wrister from Jeremy Bueller got all the way through, hit something, maybe even got through to Wilbert, couldn't tell from this angle. Calling it from just about 5 feet off the surface of the ice. Not even above the level of the glass. So down to the right will be a challenge, as you can see on the camera angle. Gunther couldn't take it to the net, but Teets will hold in briefly. Now broken up. Here comes Slavin back for Peters Township. Slavin trying the drag move. Couldn't get it free cleanly, but he'll end up with the puck below the goal line. Wanted to make a pass, but it's taken away by Teets. Teets with some room. 2-on-2 rush for the Blackhawks. Took a wrist shot that was blocked by senior defenseman Hunter Ferguson. Behind the PT net, Blackhawks set up shop. Here's a one-time shot. Didn't get through from Gunther. Rebound chance, Bueller. And that stop was made by Wilbert. Indians having some trouble here. Prior to this week, they hadn't lost since December. Wrister goes right through the crease by Jacob Lang, the defenser. Now to the far wing, trying to stuff one in front here, and it looks like the net has been dislodged. So that'll stop play. Juan Driscoll wanted to make a play from behind. Peters Township's record is 10-6. They've cleaned up at home at Princescape, 7-2 record there. On the road, it's been a little more challenging, under 500, as I said. One game under. Although on the season, Peters has the second best goal differential in Class AAA, plus 30, 74-40 against. Foltz tries to make a pass to the outside after Camp hit him. Didn't work. Might have been better off shooting that one. Here comes McClendon. That's Luke McClendon. Wrist that off the glove of Wilbert. Another shot off the sharp angle chance, and that stopped too. 6 shots to 1 now for Bethel Park. Drew Wilbert leads the charge back. Makes a cross-ring pass. Foltz cuts in. Anthony Foltz ripped it over the crossbar. Rebound in front of the net. Drew Wilbert wanted to get it toward goal, but I don't think it ever got to Dahlstrom. And the Blackhawks clear out to center. This is Ryan McClendon. Ryan's the D-man. Luke is the forward. Deflected off the end boards by Alex Wilbert, senior goalie who helped the Indians win a state championship as a freshman, and he's been the starter ever since, basically. Last year split the crease. This year it's been his ever since he got back from injury. And there's one of his brothers and fellow quadruplets, Drew Wilbert, digging in to try to pick the puck loose. Couldn't do it. Bush will lead it. McElhaney redirecting ahead. That's Dylan McElhaney, the senior. And here's another senior, Jake Bush. His backhand clearance gets under the stick of Cook out into neutral ice. Lehman gloves this one down, but inadvertently flipped that into his own bench. We'll have a neutral zone faceoff coming up with 11:31 left in period number 1. 10 shots total taken by the two teams, 8 of those for the Blackhawks. I mentioned the Blackhawks struggles here, but last time out they beat Butler 6-3 right here on this same ice surface. Prior to that, a 7-5 loss at Upper St. Clair. And a 2-1 overtime win up at Barrel against Seneca Valley. So it's been an up-and-down season for the Blackhawks, but still in position to make the playoffs once again. They've made the postseason several years in a row. But it's close, just 1 point clear of the 9th-place team, which will be the first team out once the regular season ends. Ryder Mertens gets the puck just inside his own blue line, flings it cross rink. McElhaney pulled up but left it behind. Mertens, the freshman, dished it around the wood. Owen Barrett backs out. No puck support there. And it's bopped down the rink by Jeremy Bueller, and we'll do it again from the Bethel Park zone. Another icing call against the Hawks. This is the fourth time in 5 games that Peters Township has been on the road. The Blackhawks, counting this one, still have 3 games left here at home. Puck past Katie Wilbert, and Joey Wondrisco will lead the charge back for Bethel Park. His first shot was blocked. His second one hit the outside of the net, a backhand from right along the goal line. Low percentage, but wanted to throw one into the mix. Brace Center will flip this high in the air. It'll go just wide of Dahlstrom in the Bethel Park cage, and it's an icing against Peters Township. So both teams being cautious in their own end. Not afraid to take the icings early on while they find their rhythm. Jack Zakin to take the draw for Peters Township, and Bethel Park making a late change of forwards. Tommy Eider will lean in here and poke it forward. Barrett back to retrieve for Peters Township, and that one goes out of play too. So the opening 6.5 minutes, we've had probably about 10 stoppages. Not a lot of rhythm to speak of. Again, this is Matt Geico coming to you from the Spencer Family YMCA on Peters Township Community Television, Channel 7. Shot from the point was blocked. Bethel Park's Lang got it back, couldn't get it deep. Here's Katie Wilbert, one of the few girls in PIHL hockey, takes a high hit there, just inside the blue line from Bueller. Now Zakin kicks it ahead. Jack Zakin might have a chance. Put it in front. Center turns. Oh, and he just missed the net from 5 feet out. Now Wilbert chasing after this one. Center joins too. This is Jake Cook backhanding it. Eider to the slot, broken up by the Indians and fired out to center ice. Ryan McClendon will shoot right in on goal from center red. Blockered away by Wilbert, and Alexander lugs the puck. Aiden Alexander smoothly skating. Gained the red line and shot in, so no icing here. Zach Glivic overskated in the corner for PT. Crushing attempted check by Caden Slavin, just missed Sean Merkel. And the Blackhawks try again. Head-high pass there, though, coming from his own end by Ryan McClendon, and that was, well, low percentage to say the least. Didn't have much of a chance of being fielded cleanly. 9:18 to go in the first. Still no score. Bethel Park has the 8th ranking offense in the 11-team Class AAA this season, 2.6 per game, but in their past 2, they've scored a combined 11. So we'll see which Blackhawks attack is able to show up tonight against an Indians team that hasn't allowed a lot of goals this season, 2.5 against, 3rd best in the division. Wondrisco for Bethel Park. Cuts back to the outside, wrists one, that was blocked, rejected by Bush. Long distance shot here, backhand chance from Merkel, and that was patted away by Wilbert. McClendon couldn't get it past the charging Glivic just at the blue line. Indians will take this back on the dump in by Bethel Park. 8.5 to go in the first, and ticking. Trying to find an avenue to pass one is one of the 6 Indians All-Stars this season, Hunter Ferguson. It did connect on to John Camp. Camp, who's been dynamic in limited action, you might say. 14 points in 12 games. Penalty on the way against Bethel Park. And then Alex Wilbert tried to get off the ice, and he ran into Nicholas Massari back there. I mean, Massari was the one who committed the penalty. Indians still have possession, though. It's a 6-on-5 right now with a delayed call on the way against the Blackhawks. Drew Wilbert surgically tucks that one over on the far side to Alexander. He's dispossessed, and we'll get the hooking call with the sound of the whistle. 7:49 remaining in the first period. First power play for either side. The penalty is a trip to Nicholas Massari. First PT power play, they're second in the league, 27% conversion rate. Ferguson shot it, deflected. Mertens gathers at the side of the net. Wanted to try to drag it in front initially, but couldn't pull it off. Ferguson right in front of us, left point. Cross-ring dish, McElhaney. Now Barrett shoots a rolling puck, didn't get through. Blocked in the slot by one of the McClendon brothers. Ferguson shooting, redirected. Shot pass, a hard one, and Mertens couldn't quite handle. How about the freshman Mertens out there on the power play? Cleared by Bethel Park. Mertens, wearing number 21 in red, 7 points in his first 13 varsity games. Mark Lehman, the big man, comes charging in, makes a pass right through the top of the crease, but McElhaney couldn't control in enough time to take a shot. He swirls behind the net. Ferguson over to Barrett. 9 assists on the year. Good pass to McElhaney. Shot and a save by Dahlstrom, who pushed over to the near post. And Ferguson can't keep this one. It's dumped down by Christian Strang. Lehman, the captain of the tribe, looks up, dropped it back. Zakin wanted to go back to Lehman. He couldn't handle. Lehman with 28 points and a team-high 18 goals on the year. Not going to get a touch this time. Bethel Park dispatches it once more. Half a minute to go, give or take, on the first power play of the night, which has gone to the visitors on a Nicholas Massari tripping call. Alexander has some space. He skates into it, just barely onside are the Indians. Camp thought he might have been a half step ahead of the play. Drew Wilbert retrieves. Zakin to a vacant point. Nobody there. Barrett had backed out to center. But now Barrett makes a bank pass to Drew Wilbert. 15 seconds left on the advantage. Wilbert burrows behind the net. Great pass. Camp. High shot. And a shoulder save made by Dahlstrom. Now Barrett will rip one. That's blocked in front of the net. And backhanded to safety. Jacob Lang blocked it. Robbie Abraham cleared it. And that'll do it for the power play. Indians get a couple of shots on goal, but Logan Dahlstrom and the Blackhawks hold firm. Now 5:40 to go in the first. In a scoreless game. Wondrisco unable to pull it cleanly off the wall. And Indians go on the counter. Camp, the explosive one, tries to cut inside. It drew a couple of defenders. Now Zakin over on the far side. He bats it out of the air, up over the level of the glass. It drops back down untouched. Zakin turns and blasts one right past Abraham. It ends up in the near corner. Drew Wilbert picked it away from a Blackhawk. That was Lang over to Bush shooting. That was blocked partially by a Blackhawk out high, and it hopped wide of the net. Camp looking to center. Goes off a leg and right to Joey Wondrisco. It's a 2-on-3 for Bethel Park. Make it a 1-on-3 as they'll change behind the play. A wrister from top of the right circle, about 40 feet out by Wondrisco, is gobbled up by Wilbert, and we'll get the stoppage in play with 4:53 left in the first. This is the first of 2 consecutive 2-game weeks for the Indians. They played on Monday, as I mentioned, a 6-4 loss to Upper St. Clair. Turning try by Luke McClendon, patted out of there by Wilbert. Alex Wilbert looks sharp. He's stopped all 12 so far. Last year in this building, he had to stop over 40 as the Indians won a close one. Peters Township trying to get back to that Penguins Cup championship game. They've been there 3 straight years. They won it the first time. They've lost the last 2 to Seneca Valley and North Allegheny, respectively. North Allegheny's in first place now in the division, with Upper St. Clair in second. A returner to AAA. Clean face-off win and a shot pumped on goal by Ryan McClendon. Again held on to by Wilbert. We'll face it off from that left dot once more. PT's got a handful of championships in Penguins Cup, AAA, and one in AA. Another pinned down puck at the side of the net by Wilbert. Bethel Park, meanwhile, has won the Penguins Cup 7 times, most recently in 2012, and the first time in 1983. Bethel Park made the semis of the Penguins Cup championship last year. They beat Central Catholic in the opening round, then lost to North Allegheny 2-1 at the Army Island Sports Center. It's a couple of close semifinals last year, that one, and then PT needed a couple of overtimes to beat Mount Lebo 4-3 in a thriller. On the Bethel Park breakout, doesn't connect. Jake Cook pass right into the middle. No one in particular, at least not anyone wearing a white jersey. Indians are offside here on the attempted re-entry. 4:06 left in the first. No score yet. Referee Fisher will drop the puck just outside the Bethel Park line, right in front of us, conveniently enough. We like it when the action's down this way. It's Lehman against McClendon, and McClendon takes it off the scramble. Luke McClendon, that was. And now Ryan McClendon will play it ahead, and it's feathered in by the Blackhawks. Wondrisco shot it right through the top of the blue paint. I don't think Wilbert got a piece of that. Shots are 14-6 Bethel Park. McElhaney getting his legs pumping. 2-on-3. Back come the Indians. McElhaney ducks behind. Good little backhand pass, center point. Barrett tees one up, looks for Lehman, I think, on the attempted redirect. Didn't work. Now Barrett will have to take it back at center. Backpedaling. Wondrisco, good skating to pressure him, and he forces the deflected pass into the Peters Township bench. PT normally coached by Rick Tingle, but tonight the assistants are in command. Brandon Tingle, Cliff Bumford among the folks over there on the bench. Jim McVeigh is the coach of Bethel Park. This is 24th season at Bethel Park, his 22nd as the head coach of the Hawks. Kip Gunther, Michael Shaw, and Jacob Worcester on the bench for him, assisting. Bouncing shot. Wilbert can't melt this one down. It comes right back out to the point and put right on goal by Bueller. And Wilbert did stop that one with no further play. 3:10 left in the first. Just the one special team situation for 2 minutes in this game. PT's first power play went unconverted. So an early win for Bethel Park in that way because their penalty kill had been 7th out of 11 teams. Really, if it's a special teams game, Peters Township is going to have the advantage. Another face-off coming up in the PT end. PT has the second best power play and the best penalty kill in AAA. Meanwhile, Bethel Park 10th on the power play, 7th on the PK. So keep those numbers in mind as we continue along here. Waiting moments of the first period. Ferguson will bound this one deep. Off to Drew Wilbert, right in front of the net, a backhand and a score! The Indians have the first one, and it's John Camp cashing in. Drew Wilbert just knew where he was. I don't even think he looked, and he made that slick little backhand pass, and then Camp moved to the backhand himself and flipped it by Dahlstrom with 2:53 left in the first. Camp in the building where he scored his first varsity goal last year. He wasn't even wearing his own jersey that night, from what I recall. Well, he gets one this time, and he's wearing the right name, the right number. Cashes in for his 11th of the season. Second most on the team despite having missed 4 games this year. So Camp from Drew Wilbert, and it's 1-0 Peters Township. Going after win number 11 this season. Zakin will stop in the corner here. Zakin looking for the puck in the middle. It's flipped over the head of Bray centered and back to the red line. Zakin will chip this one along. Zakin cutting along. Ferguson gets the secondary assist on the Camp goal, by the way. A deft escape by Luke McClendon, but he can't make a pass ahead cleanly. Now it's Ryan McClendon, reversing flow. Off to Markle. Markle ahead, and Alexander takes. Good passing there by the Indians. It goes Alexander to Barrett, to Katie Wilbert, and it flipped in. Barrett backhanding. Katie tries to help it along and does. McElhaney has a step. Dylan McElhaney hit the post on the short side with the shot. Nearly 2-0. So the Indians, despite losing the territory battle in much of this first period, have a 1-0 lead, and it was nearly 2. Barrett tees it up, backdoor, and down to a knee was Mertens, but he couldn't direct it on line. 90 seconds left in the first. Alexander shot one. That's blocked by Masari in the low slot. Mark Lehman turns to try to center. That hit a stick. Alexander dumping it near corner. McElhaney takes it off the carom. McElhaney swings the pass to center point, but away from Aiden Alexander, who had backpedaled just to be safe. McElhaney against the grain here to Mertens. Some room for the Indians again. Lehman with that hard wrist shot. He has the best shot on the team, no doubt. Blockered away by Dahlstrom. 1 minute to go in the first. McElhaney hacking and whacking 2-on-2 battle, and it comes free for the backhand, clear by Tommy Eider of Bethel Park. Mertens trying to get around Eider. Made the pass over to Alexander. Now near side, McElhaney. Indians are warming to the task nicely here late in the frame. Starting to move the puck expertly around the ice. Barrett faked the shot. Lehman put it into the slot and tapped away from Mertens and then tossed into the Bethel Park bench with 36 seconds showing on the first period clock. Fun to watch in the last couple of minutes. If you're a Peters Township fan, they are whipping that puck around, forcing Bethel Park back on its heels. Chip play out to center by the Blackhawks. Strang. Bush will take this for PT. Bush drove it right past his defense partner, Ferguson. And looking forward here in his skates is Anthony Foltz. 20 seconds left in the frame. Soft backhand in on Wilbert by Jaden Teets. And an easy save. 17 saves now for Wilbert. Ferguson couldn't clear. And a penalty on the way against Peters Township with 10 seconds to go before intermission. Referee Denny Urban says it's a hooking call against Hunter Ferguson, senior defenseman, so one of the Tribe's top PK men will be in the box for what he hopes will be the next 2 minutes of game action. Bethel Park needs a clean win here, and they do get it from McClendon. Over to the other McClendon, Ryan, shot it wide intentionally, a lot of bodies in front, and it'll be cleared down by Alexander of Peters Township, extinguishing the rest of the first period. So John Camp's even strength goal, the only one on the board through 17 minutes of play in this PIHL AAA matchup between two South Hills rivals in Peters Township and Bethel Park. Back in a moment from the Spencer Family YMCA after this short break on PTCT 7. Back to live action at the Spencer Family YMCA. I'm Matt Geica with you. Flying solo on the call for once tonight on Peters Township Community Television. Peters Township leads at 1-0 on the John Camp goal. And we're 20 seconds into the second with Bethel Park working on the power play. McClendon couldn't get by Barrett, who flips it off the glove of, again, the other McClendon, Ryan McClendon. He'll flag this one down on his own end. I'll try to say the first names when I can with the McClendon brothers on the ice. One wears 22, one wears 23. And here is number 22, Ryan. Smoothly receiving that pass on his backhand. Protecting. Ryan McClendon in behind, settles in there. Wanted to jam a pass in front of the net to Eider, didn't quite get through. Now they'll try the point. Wondrisco, the forward playing out high. Wondrisco, two good dekes to get past a couple of Indians. His backhand goes off a body, and now Anthony Foltz drives it off the boards, and down it goes for Peters Township. Second minute, of this first power play for Bethel Park. Blackhawks trying to get that offense going. Like I mentioned, 11 goals in their last two games. Wondrisco, the shot, and patted out by Wilbert. One of the few point-blank good grade A looks the Blackhawks have had. And now it's 18 shots and 18 saves for Alex Wilbert. Wondrisco takes it. Tried to drop it back to Miracle. Overwhelmed just inside the line, and now John Camp will charge ahead. Camp short-handed. Zakin waiting well out by the blue line, so it's a solo act right now for Camp. And he was eventually stripped of the puck by Luke McClendon. 4 seconds to go on the Hunter Ferguson penalty. It's over. The Indians have killed it. Placio's shot was redirected off the end glass, and now Zakin turns up ice. Jack Zakin, 6 points in his senior year, put that puck too far for McElhaney to take, and it was from behind the red line, so unfortunately that's an icing against the Tribe. Off the draw, the Blackhawks trying to make something happen here. It's Bueller, wanted to shoot. Unable to do so, though. It was poked off his stick, but it's another clear for PT and another icing against PT. Mark Lehman, the captain of the Indians, gives Wilbert a tap on the pads. At least the red jersey for Wilbert has the right number on his sleeves. He's wearing a model that says 34 on the back and 43 on the sleeves when the Indians wear their white jerseys, usually at home. It's thrown me off more than once. I was wondering who's this new guy. Anyway, back to live action here. McElhaney will fling it all the way down the rink. Trying to cut in was Mertens, and he made a strong move. I guess too strong because he was pumped and then sent the net flying well off its pegs. 14:27 to go in the second. Still just the one goal on the board to John Camp. He scored it with 2:53 left in the first period from Drew Wilbert and Hunter Ferguson. I mentioned it was Camp's 11th goal of the year. Drew Wilbert now has 23 points. Notice no Eric Wilbert in the lineup tonight. Wonder if he's hurt or just taking a rest. Again, this is the second game in, 4 days for the Indians. They'll do it again next week, as here's Ferguson at center. Clearing this one in off the window. Next week, it's 2 games in 3 days. Home to Central Catholic on Tuesday and at Pine Richland up at Barrel and Warrendale on Thursday. Wondrisko retrieves for Bethel Park. Calls for that puck back, and he gets it. Reverses the flow of the play to Luke McClendon. A centering pass off a stick. Bethel's tried that dish in front. They've crashed the net a few times, but it just hasn't worked out yet. Oh, and a stumble and a fall there by Sean Miracle. Hope he's okay. Nearly went headlong into the side boards, I think. Just lost an edge. Now McElhaney will round the cage. McElhaney centering. He's got Lehman in front, but tapped away to the corner. And picked up by the Hawks. 3.5 minutes into the second period. Katie Wilbert will backhand this ahead. Couldn't get it past Abraham, though. Abraham driving wide, and then he's checked from behind as he ended up on the end boards. A second penalty coming up to Peters Township. This time it's a cross-check. Senior forward Caden Slavin, the guilty man for the Indians. Slavin, well, that just adds to his team-leading penalty minute total. That's now 36 on the year for Caden. Not a spot you want to lead necessarily, but that's the way it goes right now. Ripped around the boards and down by the Indians' Aiden Alexander. Bray Center takes a mishandle there from Ryan McClendon. Then McClendon appeared to grab his stick. The Indians bench was up in arms, literally, but didn't get the penalty call. Now Foltz will kick this one ahead into the corner. The Indians have 3 shorthanded goals, but they all have come from one man. That's Mark Lehman. Center guides it ahead. Nothing doing so far for Bethel Park. 40 seconds into this power play. I mentioned Bethel Park's power play is 10th in the league. 5 goals on 40 attempts this season. PT has allowed just 8 on 70 shorthanded opportunities. So they've been short a lot more than we've seen in recent years. But they've taken care of business nonetheless. Center couldn't chop it past Miracle out at the point. Cross-ring dish. Luke McClendon pulls up. Little sauce pass and a good one to Wondrisko. Near side, Ryan McClendon save. Rebound. And Luke McClendon couldn't put it in. Bouncing puck to his defense. Wondrisko, stick handling. Joey Wondrisko leads this team with 13 goals and 18 total points. Turning shot from the slot. Luke McClendon appeared to be tripped up, but no penalty call. Now a jam try. Luke McClendon takes it. Dishes it back out. Wondrisko shot it. Blocked by Aiden Alexander. 22 seconds left on the power play. And Alexander uses that hockey IQ, turns against the flow of traffic, and clears it out to the near side. Right back into the Indian zone. Barrett gloves it down and bats it out to center. Zakin will charge ahead shorthanded. Jack Zakin shooting off of Dahlstrom. Camp couldn't collect the rebound, but the penalty's over anyway. Ferguson driving one on a bouncer that missed the net. Shots are now 20-11, so they're 3 apiece in this second period, opening 6 minutes of it. John Camp, the only goal of this game, the junior forward, and he has the puck now. Camp to Zakin. Zakin deflected that up in the air a little higher than he wanted to. Ended up disrupting the rush. This is Robbie Abraham, the sophomore for Bethel Park. Aaron shot, but Wilbert 6 it away nonetheless. Ferguson, a strong check in the corner on Strang. And then Abraham goes down. Bethel Park wanted a power play. They're not going to get that call. Jeremy Bueller, junior D-man, lifts it forward. Cross-rink feed from Cook over the stick of Strang. And cleared out again by the Indians. 10-12 left in the second. Long-range drive from Cook. Blockered away by Alex Wilbert. It comes right back in front. Ferguson will push it in on his goalie, and no further play. I mentioned that PT has 2 games next week. Bethel Park's schedule actually gets a little bit lighter after this. They're at North Allegheny. Big challenge there on Monday against the first-place squad in AAA. But then 10 days between games. They won't play again after that until the 20th against Central Catholic right here. Quite a few Thursday home games for Bethel Park at the Spencer Family Y. Formerly Blade Runners here in Bethel Park. Now owned by the YMCA, half gym, half hockey rink. Alexander, the chip, and it's a good one to Mertens. Ryder Mertens to Dylan McElhaney. Dragging it through bodies, but left the puck behind at the top of the slot. McElhaney out high, had to pull it out into the neutral zone, so the Indians must tag up on the dump in. 9.5 left in the second period. Over on far wing, Masari will dish it off the leg of Aiden Alexander. Jaden Teets pulls it around one Indian. Teets shooting, score! A surprising shot, a high riser from Teets, and with 9:20 left in the second, Bethel Park has tied it up. Another even strength goal. Jaden Teets, the sophomore, scores his second of the year. Well, you don't often see Alex Wilbert beat from distance there, but hey, goalies are human too. That one goes in. Here's a quick chance in front, and Merkel's denied. That's a great save from Wilbert as he just got both pads perpendicular, put them right along the ice, and sealed off any chance of the puck squeaking by him. Great chance in front, though. Wondrisco set it up for Bethel Park. Nearly putting the Blackhawks ahead, just inches away. Luke McClendon goes forward off this draw, and I think he was trying to make a pass, perhaps to Wondrisco, uncertain who the intended target should have been. Bouncing pass to the front. Wondrisco gets the assist on the Teets goal, by the way. This is icing against the Indians. For Wondrisco, his 6th assist and his 19th point to lead this team. Only 2 other players are in double digits for Bethel Park in the point category. That's the McClendon brothers. Ryan, the D-man, has 11, and Luke, the center, has 10. Eider lost this draw to the Indians, and Drew Wilbert makes a lead pass. He had Camp behind the defense, but Camp couldn't take it. Might have been a little bit in his skates. I'm sure Camp would say he should have at least been able to redirect that one forward so he could skate into it. Barrett will shoot. That's off the stick of Placio of Bethel Park. To the corner, taken by Drew Wilbert. Alexander to Drew. Drew fanned on the shot, now tried to pass, and that didn't get through, but fortunately for him and the Indians, it's cleared over the short glass by Robbie Abraham of Bethel Park. So an offensive zone draw coming up for the Indians in a 1-1 game, 8:14 remaining in the second. Center to take this draw against Teets. And Brace centered in his first varsity season, 6 points on the year for the junior. He's played in all 17 games. 9 Indians have been Iron Men so far, including Centered. From behind the goal they operate, but Drew Wilbert is stripped of the puck. Barrett steps up, cranks it in. Jacob Lang takes it back for Bethel Park, but his pass over the stick of Masari, and the Indians can try it again. Alexander to McElhaney to Wilbert, over to Camp now. Camp receives it. Gets low, as he often does. Now off to McElhaney. A shot was rejected in front of the net. Denver got through. Alexander couldn't drag it past Masari, who slid down to stick check it away. Now Barrett, driving one hard into the far corner, was looking for a tip. A shot from McElhaney. That was blocked again in front of the net. And this puck will settle short of the goal line, so no icing against Bethel Park. Barrett to Ryder Mertens. Mertens wanted to duck inside. Bethel Park defense wouldn't let him. Good neutral zone structure from the Hawks. Forces the Indians to try once more. Lehman leaves it there for McElhaney on the overlap. Mertens receives this. Mertens looking to center for Mark Lehman. Mark Lehman hasn't had very many chances to let that big shot go tonight. Bethel Park's done a nice job against him in that top line. Wondrisco with some room. Wondrisco, the pass to the doorstep. And Miracle couldn't convert that one either. He's had 2 great chances. McClendon from the blue line stopped. Turning shot by Luke McClendon. That's off a stick. And over to the corner. 6.5 left in the second. Lehman pulls it away from a Blackhawk. Hops in the air. A couple of players hack at it, and it floats to center. Lehman, low bridge there at the red line by Ryan McClendon. Clean check. Good hip check. Didn't mean to insinuate otherwise. Barrett, senior D-man, leads all Indians defenders in goals and assists. Leads this ahead for Foltz. But Foltz, the junior forward, couldn't make anything happen. Luke McClendon on the cross-corner dump. Ferguson unable to get that one past Tommy Eider. To the corner, and Cook. His attempted pass was intercepted. Ferguson takes the bouncer from Zakin. Lifts in the direction of Anthony Foltz. Foltz to the corner, and he lost control. Zakin, though, will squeeze over to nudge that one down the kick plate. Firing across rink was Eider, and Eider just couldn't kick it to his stick. Blackhawks changing behind the play. This is Ferguson. Pumping this right up the center of the ice, and it'll settle right in front of the net, so Dahlstrom has to stop it there. Katie Wilbert held in at the point. Zakin, kind of a desperate shot attempt that didn't go on line. Bush will knock this attempted pass for Abraham down, and Bush lifted that right into his own bench. Face-off on the way with 4:53 to go in the second. Shots are 24-11 Bethel Park. So it's now 7-3 Blackhawks in this period. We're 1-1 late in the second. I keep forgetting we don't have the score bug up because this is not a Pittsburgh Hockey Digest game. Drew Wilbert appears to be injured at center, reaching up to his chin, perhaps. And he is going to be looked at by the medical personnel on staff here at the Spencer Family Watt. And Wilbert was frustrated when he skated off. I didn't see the hit. Admittedly, I was looking down to my left to track the puck, so I can't tell you exactly what happened. And we don't have the luxury of instant replay, obviously, so that's all I can tell you is they're checking out his chin, maybe his neck over there in the Peters Township penalty box. Getting close to 10 o'clock. Getting close to the end of the second period. We'll have the full intermission after the second period for the ice resurfacing. Bueller bounces this one ahead into the Peters Township zone, but Barrett will take it quickly for the Indians. This was deflected ahead, so no icing here. Tipped in the neutral zone by either an Indian or a Hawk. Centered, dispatches to the point, angles it to Alexander, shot it wide of the net. Camp curls in the corner. Does a little curly Q and wanted to center, and that hit a leg. Alexander on it here. A penalty coming. A penalty will be issued. It's going to be a trip. And it'll be against Peters Township. And Jack Zakin, he'll go to the box. PT's about to be short for the third time in this game. They've killed off the first two penalties, but now they'll get a third against them. So Bethel Park sets up shop here. It's Eider dropping back, kind of into a dead zone. It'll be Ryan McClendon keeping it alive. But Ferguson gets to this puck first behind the net. Off the stick of Lehman, and it's Mertens with Lehman charging shorthanded. Mertens waiting, dishing to the doorstep right past Lehman's stick. The Indians have looked dangerous shorthanded in this game so far. Rister blocked, rebound, Eider, save Wilbert, and he stops the music with 3:38 to go in the second. 1:24 to go on the power play. Wondrisco had the first chance. That's the guy you want shooting, but couldn't bury what would have been his 14th of the year. Peters Township shorthanded for the second time in this period. Pretty even game, and it's 1-1 appropriately. Bouncing redirected shot in on Wilbert, and he holds this one too. The faceoff will stay in the attack zone for Bethel Park. Luke McClendon yanks it over to the wall. Eider in a joust there with Owen Barrett. It's a 3-on-2 scrum. Bethel Park has the manpower edge there. Luke McClendon has Sean Merkel in front. Luke holds on to it, though, shows some patience. Wondrisco drags, fires. Wilbur didn't see it, but luckily for him, it missed the target. Foltz will try to pass it up ahead to Camp, but he missed. Couldn't get it there. Now the Indians can't get out of their zone. Luke McClendon, pirouette in the corner, great pass. Out to his brother Ryan, who called for it. Ryan shot it, hit a skate. Camp turns up ice for Peters Township. 41 seconds to go on the power play. Indians shorthanded for the third time tonight. And offside against the Indians. 2:50 left in the second. .37 seconds to go on the Jack Zakin minor penalty for tripping. And the draw right outside the Bethel Park line. Slavin to take it for the Indians. Teets, the goal scorer for Bethel Park, and Teets will control, but maybe not for long. Centered, busting it, getting in after it. Centered's been really effective on special teams this year. 4 goals, 3 of them on the power play, and here he is creating another turnover. Slavin, sharp angle shot from the side boards nearly. It hopped off the stick of Dahlstrom into the end wall. 15 seconds to go in the period, or in the power play, pardon me. 2:23 to go in the period. Another shot from Teets. He's feeling it. He put that in his skates a little bit to pull it away from the defender Ferguson and got a hard shot off that Wilbert had to be sharp to glove down. 6 seconds left on the power play. That was the 28th shot for Bethel Park. They're on pace for about 40 in this game. Lehman hacks at it. Comes to the side of the Peters Township net. Barrett slugs it forward, and now it's Drew Wilbert out of the box. Wilbert back, drop pass Lehman, and his one-timer was redirected over the crossbar. Wilbert gets it again. Lehman, and he missed it. Missed it going short side from the right circle. Ferguson leans into one, and that hit the end boards and hopped up into the screen, which actually overhangs that part of the ice. So anything up above the high glass is going to be out of play if it's near the boards. 1:55 left in the second period. And Lehman, who was lurking on that last sequence, will now take this face-off for Peters Township against Luke McClendon of Bethel Park. Lehman against McClendon. McClendon controlled it. And a bank pass ahead. Here comes Wondrisco. Joe's Wondrisco. And his forehand move, he couldn't turn it over. Now McClendon. Unable to connect to Merkel in front of the net. Nifty little play there from the Blackhawks. Joey Wondrisko blazing a path to the net, but couldn't finish. Now Lehman, he'll try to counter here. Lehman with 1:30 to go in the second period in a 1-1 game. It's in the skates of a Indian. That's McElhaney at center. Ferguson will take, controlling and dishing for McElhaney, but Dylan didn't get his head around in time to look for it and find it. Luke McClendon, the deke, the shot, the stuffed chance from short range. He's stopped, but another penalty coming, and that's a hook against Hunter Ferguson. And Peters Township gets its fourth consecutive penalty called against it. Second time in this game, Ferguson's gone to the box for hooking. Bethel Park, prime chance now late in the second, but again, the Indians have it shorthanded. Alexander ducks around Ryan McClendon, forcing McClendon to backpedal and turn and just generally be uncomfortable trying to break this puck out. Luke McClendon will take it, though. Off to Ryan. Both seniors, the Twins, work the tandem game. Ryan lugs it in. Ryan ripping it off the stick of Wilbert. To the corner it goes. 45 seconds left in the second. Wondrisko to Ryan McClendon. Out high for Luke. Dish to the corner. Tommy Eider, and Luke McClendon couldn't handle at the blue line. It's now caught up in that snow in front of the Bethel Park bench. Pass it a leg, but on the second chance, it's Eider gaining the zone. 25 seconds left. Wondrisko left it behind him. Center will flip it ahead. A little too far for Foltz to create a breakaway, but he'll find it in the corner. Foltz cut back, but lost his balance. Run off by Luke McClendon. Now down to 10 seconds to go in the second period. Wondrisko high shot. Blocker save by Wilbert. Loosen the slot for a moment, and now put right back off the stick of Wilbert by Luke McClendon. Out to Ryan. Shot it. Patted out. Rebound. Miracle at the horn. Wouldn't have counted. His wrister was taken just as the buzzer sounded. End of two from the Spencer Family YMCA. It's Peters Township 1. Bethel Park 1. Shots are 32-13 in favor of the Blackhawks, and they'll still have 48 seconds left on the Hunter Ferguson minor when they begin the third period. We'll take a break on Peters Township Community Television, Channel 7. Back for the conclusion of this one after this. 17 minutes left in regulation time. Still nothing decided from the Spencer Family YMCA here in Bethel Park, PA. I'm Matt Geitka on the call on Peters Township Community Television tonight as the Indians are on the road looking for win number 11. They're 10-6 in their first 16. It's the final fifth of the 20-game regular season, and John Camp has the Indians' only goal. Right now they're trying to kill a penalty and look to get back on the attack after that. 37 seconds to go in this penalty to Hunter Ferguson, their senior defenseman. Ryan McClendon guides it in over the line, but he's poke-checked, and now Luke McClendon has to double back for it. This is the fourth power play for Bethel Park, and looks like it's going to be a struggle to score on it. Center it actually takes it away from Logan Dahlstrom. This is Dahlstrom's first start of the year for Bethel Park, the junior, getting a chance. Three other goalies have played for Jim McVeigh, the head coach of the Hawks this season. One last clear for Peters Township. That'll do it as Dahlstrom looks over his shoulder. Anyway, Dominic Zavola, Luke Duda, and Zachary Ott were the three previous goalies with experience this season. Duda has played the most, but all of them have played at least 3 times and have at least 3 decisions on the year. Zavola, the best save percentage at .866. So goaltending, not really a strong suit so far for Bethel Park, so why not give Dahlstrom a shot if he's healthy? And he hasn't gotten many opportunities to make saves tonight as Lehman couldn't control in the offensive zone. 13 shots total for Peters in this game. Couple of good looks, but honestly, Bethel Park has had a slight edge in both quantity and quality, and here's a shot from the slot right after the power play runs out. I want to say that was Wondrisko as I gaze over the glass down to my right. No, actually wasn't. It was Jaden Teets, the only goal scorer in this game for Bethel Park. PT had a 1-0 lead after 1, and then Teets scored about midway through the second period, and that's it on the board. Pretty good work for Bethel Park so far. Bueller takes the wrister, patted out by Alex Wilbert, who's now made 33 saves, make it 34 as he faces another one right in front on the rebound. Referee Urban blows it dead. Again, I mentioned in the first period, last year Alex Wilbert turned in a sparkling performance to help the Indians win a close one. Indians have had some success here at the Spencer Family Y in the last couple of years. They won in overtime 2 years ago. Drew Wilbert finds some space and finds John Kemp with a cross-ring pass. His dish clicked off the stick of Zakin, but Zakin's in after it and he touches it first. Zakin working against Merkel. Juan Driscoll will pull it out of the pack. Juan Driscoll to Luke McClendon. Wrist shot off the blocker hand from center ice. Ferguson. A couple of penalties in this game and an assist. Maybe he'll add a goal, but not there as he gave it away. Off the skate of Juan Driscoll, who takes it. Juan Driscoll, the cut-in move. I think that was a blocker save from Wilbert. Couldn't quite tell from this angle. That shot appeared ticketed for a top corner, but Wilbert in full denial mode now. Abraham, wristing from his off wing, couldn't get it through. 14 minutes left in regulation. The Indians have not played an overtime game this year. Seems hard to believe, but 16 games, every one of them decided in 3 periods. Placio ducked away from the pressure of Bray Center. Now Abraham just outside the red line. It's an icing call. Mental mistake from the sophomore forward. So that'll force Bethel Park to try to defend here. Fultz centering Sennert and Katie Wilbert. 3 Wilberts on the ice tonight. Not the usual assortment, though. Tonight it's Drew and Katie up front with Alex in goal. Some nights we've seen all 4 this season, the quadruplets. And there's one of them, Wilbert, stopping this behind his net, but it doesn't matter. It's icing. Fultz again to take this face-off. Same line out there for Peters Township. Luke McClendon chops it to the point. Kicked down by Alexander, the senior D-man. Sennert wanted to line one up, but he's stick-checked at the last moment by Joshua Coe. Haven't seen much of Coe tonight. He's out there with Juan Driscoll right now. Coe, the junior, just saw his card, his playing card, if you will, on the PIHL's Facebook page. A wrister, nearly a sneaky one by Fultz, almost hot by the glove of Dahlstrom. Big windup from Barrett, but it was blocked by the stick of Juan Driscoll. Peters keeps it alive in the O-zone. Alexander halfway down the wall, but that's poked away by Juan Driscoll. It goes right back into the mix, though, in the Bethel Park end. Under 13 to go in regulation in a 1-1 game. That shot right past Josh Coe of Bethel Park. Alexander settles. Barrett couldn't command it on the pass over in front of the Peters Township bench. Ryder Mertens had it drift away from him inside the line. McElhaney tried a little shifty stick handling move, but he lost control too. Who wants it? Teets. Backhand pass ahead for Bethel Park, intercepted by Ferguson. 12:20 left in the third. Ferguson headmans it right on goal. Dahlstrom makes the save, I suppose you can call it. Although it wasn't an intended shot, he was looking for McElhaney, was Ferguson. Didn't work out. Counted as a shot. So we have a strict constructionist of the rule book in the scorer's area. I like it. 14 total shots for the Indians. The count right now is 37 for Bethel Park. Again, Bethel Park needs a win in the worst way. Bush shot a sharp one from the point. Blockered away by Dahlstrom. Ferguson, a high flip. Cross corner. Ryan McClendon bangs it down the ice, right back to the PT blue line, and Jake Bush. Bush to Ferguson and back to Bush. Bushy looks up, finds Mertens, right back to Jake. Ripped it wide of the net. He's feeling shot happy on this shift. Like I said, the Indians with at least a point tonight can climb in the standings and be able to pull even with Seneca Valley for fourth with a point. With two, they jump ahead of Cannon Mac, their old buddies from down south, for third. Meanwhile, Bethel Park just 1 point ahead of Mount Lebo for the eighth and final playoff spot in Class AAA. So big implications in this one. Game number 17 for Peters and number 16 for Bethel Park. Luke McClendon had the stick slashed out of his hand in the Peters Township zone, but no penalty coming. You could hear Jim McVeigh, the head coach of the Hawks, across the way yelling, he got his stick slashed. No call. Juan Driscoll takes this headman pass from Bueller. Juan Driscoll didn't pick his spot. It ends up in the paraphernalia of Wilbert somewhere, and now he juggles it in his glove. How about that? It disappeared for a moment, but the goalie knew where it was, and that was the most important guy to know where it was. 10:46 left in the third. Still 1-1. No goals in this period yet. Peters, like it has in the past couple of years, has excelled in the third period. That's their best period of the season when it comes to goal differential. Swung in front of the net by Jake Cook of Bethel Park, but played away from a Blackhawk stick. This is Jacob Lang. Dishing off the boards. Cook couldn't make anything happen, but his line mate Tommy Eider is on it. In deep, right past Cook, back to Eider. Eider to the point. Bueller, wristing, redirected, and Wilbert had to make a stop on that, adjusting to the changing trajectory of it. Down to 10 to go in the third. Owen Barrett, well, taking no chances here. He just flipped that the length of the ice, down all 200 feet. It's an icing call with exactly 10 left in the third. Bethel Park now with 40 shots. PT with just 15. But this is anyone's game, despite the shot disparity. Reminds me of the game I called on Tuesday on Berg Hockey Live via the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest YouTube page. We saw North Catholic get outshot by about 30, but North Catholic pulled out the win, the comeback win against Indiana up at the Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township. This puck was ripped out of play by Ryan McClendon of Bethel Park. And so the face-off's right at the center dot where referee Urban will drop the biscuit. Camp. Nice nifty move at center to create some space for himself. Picks him up and puts him down and gets the puck in deep. Barrett at the point. Couldn't get it past Luke McClendon. Now centered at the red line. At least knocked it away from the dangerous Joey Juan Driscoll. Palacio will clear for Bethel Park. Forced right back in by Peters Township's Alexander. Ryan McClendon to Luke. Couldn't take the pass. Barrett receives on far wing. Hammers one in along the kick plate. Comes to a rest in the corner where it's scooped up on the move by Ryan McClendon. He uses the window to get it down to the Peters Township line. Back and forth we go. Drew Wilbert had the primary assist on the only Peters goal tonight. Mertens ducks around the intended check from Ryan McClendon. Now Mertens lays the hit there in the corner on Jeremy Bueller, junior D-man. To the point, Ferguson shooting, and he put it right on the money, but the stop made by Dahlstrom, and there's no rebound. 8:49 left in the third. Good rip from Ferguson, and first shot on target in a while for the Indians, so Dahlstrom's had to keep the focus tonight. 15 saves on 16 shots, pardon me. For Dahlstrom in his first action of 2019-20. Didn't play much last year either. Nick Guimon had 17 starts for Bethel Park in the previous season. So Dahlstrom just picked up the table scraps there. Getting a big chance, though, maybe an opportunity to take over the number one spot, and he makes another sharp stop and another controlled rebound on Drew Wilbert's chance. Top line on the ice for the Indians, or at least it was. Now they'll change it up. Wholesale change for the boys in red. Bethel Park in the white. The jerseys looking like the Philadelphia Flyers of about 10 years ago, with the shoulders all orange. Bush ripping, save. This time there's a rebound. Oh, and Fultz couldn't put it home. A stop and then a clear. Dahlstrom got the first rebound opportunity, and it looked like that was Lang who got in the way of the intended second chance. Bueller was also there, and now Bueller will take this dump in from Peters Township. So last minute, PT's had 3 quality opportunities. Fultz galloping down the wall. Slavin a backhand. Loops toward the net. Cleared to the blue line. Bush. Fultz. Couldn't hook up with Slavin. Luke McClendon. So much ice time for the McClendons tonight. Feels like they played 40 minutes apiece at this juncture. And Luke McClendon will be on this loose puck. Ripped it toward the front of the net. Sticked away by Alex Wilbert. Bray centered. Clears it down the rink, but no icing. It settled short of the goal line. Lang ahead with that. Redirected into the corner. Wondrisco, icing call against Bethel Park. Again, there's no race to the puck in PIHL hockey. If it goes over the line, it's an icing automatically. In college or pro, that would have been wiped out. So the Indians will gladly take that break. And Zakin to face it off against Eider. Zakin won it. John Camp guns it deep. McElhaney. The handoff. Zakin. Ferguson. Now Barrett. Shooting. Missed the target. The Indians have had some moments in this game where they are just clicking the passes from tape to tape. And that was another example of that. Tommy Eider, though, for Bethel Park. In a 1-1 game, under 7 to play in the third now. If you're thinking about overtime, Bethel Park is 2-0 in games decided beyond regulation. 1 win in OT at Seneca Valley a couple of weeks ago. 1 in a shootout. There are no ties in PIHL action. Everything is decided. A one-touch pass from McElhaney finds Camp. Left it behind. McElhaney was hooked, and the shot goes high, and off of Dahlstrom's shoulder, he was run into by his own man, Ryan McClendon, and Dahlstrom gives McClendon a tap on the backside for his hustling back check, but there is a penalty coming up against Bethel Park, and it's a hook called by referee Urban against Eider. Bethel Park, for the first time since 7 minutes into the game, will go shorthanded, and PT with a golden chance to go ahead. That's our first mark on the score sheet in this third period. Jim McVeigh, the Bethel Park coach, didn't take a timeout, but he took his time getting his charges back on the ice. The penalty-killing foursome is out there, led by the centerman Luke McClendon, but the Indian centerman, Lehman, wins it. Barrett shooting, stick to the end glass by Dahlstrom. Mertens returns it to Barrett. 5 power play assists for Barrett this season. Ferguson trying backdoor for Mertens. And now it's poked ahead past Barrett by Joey Wondrisco. Shorthanded chance for him. Wondrisco. Save made by Wilbert. He gloved it down and held on. And a game saver perhaps for the senior goalie. The Indians were hightailing it back, but they just couldn't get back in time to prevent Wondrisco's chance. Maybe him being on his off wing gave Wilbert a moment to square up because Wondrisco couldn't shoot it on the forehand as quickly as he might have wanted to since it was on the left wing as opposed to his strong right side. Off the draw, though. Ryan McClendon put it off a leg. That was Mertens who blocked it. Impressive to see that freshman out there in this key power play, but Drew Wilbert couldn't find him. Poked out the center by Jaden Teets. Teets the goal scorer for Bethel Park in this game. John Camp for the Indians. It's a power play for PT. 1:20 to go on the advantage. with Tommy Eider in the box for hooking. Mertens lets it go to Drew Wilbert. Lehman lines one up, and it went off a body in front. I don't think Dahlstrom ever saw it or felt it. Ferguson, the shot redirected off the near side post and cleared by Bethel Park. That close to the go-ahead goal. And what's the whistle for here? Ryan McClendon gunned it down the ice. It's another penalty. And who's it against? It's against Peters Township. It's going to even things up. No, wait, both boxes are open. Never mind. Well, now just one man went in for Peters Township. Maybe it will even up. I guess we'll find out in a second. Well, someone's got to go in the box for Bethel Park, and it will be Teets. So, coincidental minors, it won't affect the play on the ice. Peters Township maintains its power play. 56 seconds to go on their second opportunity of the night. Late night hockey on a Thursday on Peters Township Community Television. Thanks for joining us. 1-1 game, completely up for grabs here. So corresponding roughing minors sends Wilbert and Eider off to their respective penalty boxes. Indians control the draw, though. Zakin to the forehand, blocked. Good stick by Ryan McClendon. Zakin angles one to the point, got it back. Zakin shot it off the hand of McClendon. Didn't appear to be fazed by that. Barrett will wrist it, and that's blocked in front. McElhaney yanks it in with that long reach. 28 seconds left on the power play. Given away to Zakin by Bethel Park. Barrett held it. Came up high against Merkel, and no calls coming up here. Zakin tried to go high over the glove, and he missed, and it's off the corner glass and all the way down. Wondrisco skating after it. Barrett played it along. Barrett then wiped out one of the Blackhawks. Back we come the other way. 3-on-2 rush for the Tribe. McElhaney shooting, bounces toward the front. It goes in. No, they wave it off. No goal. Maybe goalie interference. No, maybe a hand pass. Hard to tell what the signal was. Referee Fisher, though, was definitive. He never pointed at the net at all. He washed it out. And it appears hand pass was the call on the deflected shot. Might have been pushed in by a Peters Township glove. That's my best guess there. Power play is over. 4:25 left in the third. Back to even strength. Indians thought they had the go-ahead goal. They did not. They're 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Both goals in this game had even strength. Ryan McClendon up the wall. Barrett will shoot one. Again, it's blocked in front. Bethel Park has blocked probably about 20 shots tonight. They've only allowed 22 to come through to their junior goalie, Logan Dahlstrom. It's been a pretty darn airtight defensive effort from the Hawks against a Peters Township team that's averaging 4.5 goals a game. Third best offense in the league, PT came in with, but wouldn't be able to tell tonight. They've been almost thoroughly shut down, about as much as they can be shut down. They are missing Eric Wilbert, one of their top scorers. And right now, Drew Wilbert's in the box, their number 2 point getter on the season. Caden Slavin couldn't take this pass cleanly, but he continues to charge forward. This was going to be offside. Indians tag up, and now Bethel Park takes command. 3.5 left in the third. We're getting toward the point where next goal is probably going to win it. Luke McClendon pulls up, centers, no one home. Bethel Park was changing well behind the play. Driven back in by Bueller of BP. Now back in the possession of Peters Township. Alexander to Camp. He's got Mertens making a move. Gave it to the middle. And it's Lehman shooting. And Dahlstrom didn't see it initially. It hit him in the skate, and it bounced free. Lehman checks Wondrisco hard. Wondrisco wanted a call there. Camp takes the puck. Camp has Lehman in the middle. Lehman couldn't get the shot away. And when 56 lines one up, it has a pretty good chance of going in. Wondrisco will float this into the glove of Wilbert. 2:42 left in the third. He holds it. That's the 42nd shot for the Blackhawks. 41 saves for Alex Wilbert, who came into the night with a save percentage just over 900. That's going to jump up a couple of ticks after tonight's performance. Both teams have now played 4 goalies on the year after Dahlstrom's appearance tonight, so that's a rarity. But it's looking like this is Alex Wilbert's cage on the PT side, at least. For Bethel Park, it's a lot more up in the air. 2:30 left in the third. Aerial play on the deflection through center. Center gloved it down, couldn't make the pass through to McElhaney. Loose in the Bethel Park slot. Ryan McClendon knocked it out of his own zone. Bush goes cross rink, finds Ferguson. Ferguson ripped it in. McClendon to Juan Driscoll. Juan Driscoll tries the left side. His backhand stick to the end. Boards by Wilbert. McElhaney reached out, forced the turnover. Ferguson with 2 minutes left. Right through Zakin. Untouched. Icing against Peters Township. Peters Township hasn't even played a 1-goal game in a while. In fact, looking back to even before the holiday break, I suppose Monday was a de facto, or pardon, Tuesday was a de facto 1-goal game. Ended up with an empty netter sealing it for Upper St. Clair. Connor Shirey had a 4-goal game for Upper St. Clair against Peters in that one, including the clinching empty netter. Nicholas Masseri with the shoot-in. Lehman checks him. Mark Lehman is throwing that big frame around. And now Lehman on cue checks down Tietz with a clean shoulder play. Camp left the puck behind. That thing was rolling on the sideboards. Tietz getting hooked a bit from behind by Camp. Camp was fortunate that wasn't called. Now Barrett will play it by a Blackhawk at his own line. Peters Township regroups. Lehman on his backhand. Chips it along. Ends up behind the Bethel Park net. Drew Wilbert overskated. He was guided to the wall by Ryan McClendon. Slap shot from the point by Barrett. Again, he can't get it through. Off to Lehman. He wanted to make a pass to Drew Wilbert on the doorstep, but it was blocked in front. Good idea, but a lot of traffic there. Under a minute to go in the third period. Now we're definitely in next goal wins territory. Gunned along by the Blackhawks. Merkel, but too far for Juan Driscoll to take. Now 40 seconds. Lehman reached out and Headley deflected that one in from just in front of the red line, so no icing against the Indians. Merkel couldn't get it past Foltz. This is still a good play. Mertens, McElhaney still on side of the Indians. McElhaney's drop pass, though, goes out to center. 20 seconds left. Mertens cross rink to Bush. Bush looks up, finds Foltz. Foltz redirects, looking for Mertens. Not going to happen. Luke McClendon, one last chance for the Blackhawks. McClendon on his backhand, trying to get a shot away, won't be able to. Made the pass back to Bueller. That was blocked by Foltz. 5 seconds left in the third period. 1-1 game. Luke McClendon centers. That was rejected by Bush, and time runs out in the third. We're going to go to overtime for Peters Township, the first time beyond 3 periods this year. Both teams get a point in the standings. For Bethel Park, that's huge. They're now 2 clear of Mount Lebo in the 8th spot. And for Peters Township, they're suddenly in 4th place and can still climb to 3rd with an extra point here tonight. So we'll play 3-on-3 for 3 minutes. Sudden death. Next goal wins it. If there's no goal in 3 minutes of overtime play, then we'll do a 3-round shootout minimum to try to determine this one. Again, you're watching Peters Township Hockey on PTCT 7. This is Matt Geica with you on the play-by-play on this Thursday, February 6th, 2020. Getting down to it in the PIHL regular season. Peters Township at least trying to clinch a home game. You have to get in the top 4 to have a home game this year. Only 8 teams out of the 11 make it. No play-in game. Just a straight-up 8-team bracket. They'll face it off in sudden death. Indians won here in sudden death 2 years ago. They won here last year, too. in a tight game. This is icing against the Indians. Barrett couldn't reach that pass from Lehman. But 3-on-3 is different. Sometimes you almost want to start from your own end to build up some speed and create some space and separation. It's definitely a different brand of hockey, much more different than 4-on-4 is compared to 5-on-5. We've seen that in the NHL for the last several years when they've had the 3-on-3 OT in effect. Lehman to face it off against Tietz, and Tietz won it, but it drifts out to center. So now Bethel Park will back up and create some of that space I just talked about. Ryan McClendon doubles around. And McVeigh, Coach McVeigh for Bethel Park, called Tietz to the bench. I think he was out there just to win the faceoff. Juan Driscoll will come on the ice. We're a half minute into the 3-minute overtime. Pressuring is Drew Wilbert for Peters Township. Cross-ring pass from Luke McClendon over to Juan Driscoll. Juan Driscoll ripping one, and he missed, trying to go top right corner. It bounces off the corner boards and right back out to the neutral ice area. Lehman overskated, but here's Drew Wilbert making a pass to the open man, the defenseman Owen Barrett. Wanted to go back to Wilbert, and it's broken up. Juan Driscoll has Lehman to beat. Juan Driscoll downshifting to the circle. Juan Driscoll in front, backhand. Wilbert shut it down to save the game once again for Peters Township. To the point, one-timer off the outside of the post, and Wilbert's pad. Pad, then post. Off the stick of Ryan McClendon. Now Luke McClendon falls down. He was checked. Nothing called here. We continue on up ice. Coming off the bench is Mertens. Drew Wilbert cuts inside, poked off his stick and out to center. 1:34 to go in the overtime. Drew Wilbert couldn't get around Juan Driscoll. Juan Driscoll takes this from Ryan McClendon. Mertens pulls it off the side wall. No shots on goal yet in this OT for Peters Township. Ferguson. Hunter Ferguson will set up shot behind his net. Hits Jack Zakin, who has a good amount of speed. Makes sense he's out there in the 3-on-3. Speed rules. Helps you get the puck back and helps you keep the puck with all the space out there. Zakin with a deke and the zone entry. Thought better of going to the point, and now he makes the pass out to Ferguson. Ferguson backpedals. Mertens getting called back to the bench. Lehman's going to come right back out. Under a minute to go in the overtime. Not a lot of offensive chances in this one. But now Lehman, he has Ferguson going to the net, and he couldn't get it through. It was deflected by Masseri. Nicholas Masseri, I should say. Juan Driscoll's in there now for Bethel Park. 34 seconds to go in the overtime. If no goals here, we'll go to a shootout. Ferguson is kneeling on the puck, and the whistle does sound from referee Fisher with 27 seconds left before the shootout. It was more of strategy there from Peters Township to try to get the face-off in the O-zone, and they will. The captain, Lehman, will take it. Lehman with Drew Wilbert, top 2 point getters on the Indians this year. Lehman went forward with it, and it's cleared high off the window right in my direction. Closest call of the night for a souvenir puck. Wilbert looks across, has Alexander. 15 seconds left in sudden death. Drew Wilbert looking for the winner. Has Alexander. They score! Aiden Alexander wins it in overtime with 10 seconds left in sudden death. What a finish from Bethel Park. The Indians mob their hero, Aiden Alexander, who wins it on the pass from Drew Wilbert. Alexander's second of the season and easily his most memorable of his high school career. Drew Wilbert picks up his second primary assist of the night. No shootout necessary. Indians win. 2-1 at Bethel Park. They're now in third place in Class AAA. Their 11th victory of the season. Their first trip to OT produces a couple of points. Bethel Park now 7-8-1 on the season. 15 points. They did increase their cushion for 8th, though, in the Class AAA standings. Next game coming up on our network will be Tuesday, February the 11th. Central Catholic pays a visit to Printscape Arena as Peters Township will return home. Once again, thanks to the students here from Peters Township Community Television and also Bill Wilbert from the Hockey Club. This is Matt Geica saying goodnight from Bethel Park. Indians win on the overtime goal. 10 seconds left in the OT from Aiden Alexander. God bless and talk to you next week.